Hey guys, hope everybody is okay. I believe I am live now, having some technical hitches today, but we are going to be predicting the first weekend of the 2023 Championship season. I hope everybody is well. I'm going to be created a league for the Championship this season. Head over to superbrew.com. I have and will leave a link in the description as well. So, hello Josh, I'm glad you were there and I'm glad that you can hear me. So, hope all is well in Joshland there. So, without further ado, I'm going to get into the predictions. So, first up, on Friday evening, we've got Huddersfield coming up against Burnley. Huddersfield last year shocked everyone, didn't they? With finishing so high up in the table. Burnley, of course, being relegated last time out. For this one, it's first match of the season. Huddersfield at home, they'll be wanting to get off to a good start, and so will Burnley as well. But I think I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline in this fixture. So, moving on to the next fixture. Not sure why it's actually doing that. Let's see if I can get them all in a row. Let's go back. Yeah, 1-1. Let's lock in that pick. I'll go for 1-1 in there. Right, let's go into the to the next fixture, which is Blackburn against Queen's Park Rangers. I believe this is at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Don't think there's a lunchtime kickoff. What are you all thinking anyway of that Huddersfield versus Burnley match? Do you think it'll be a victory for Huddersfield, or do you think Burnley will get some sort of result in there? But Blackburn next, coming up against... You can, Nelson, you can join the group. I'm going to leave a link in the description over at the Superbrew website. Nobody's actually joined yet apart from myself. But Blackburn Rovers coming up against QPR. I think this one, first match of the season, it's always a tight affair. So I'm going to go for... Will I go for an away win in this one? Actually, they've got plenty of pace up front. I don't think Blackburn are going to start off well. I'm actually going to go for an away win in this one. I'm going to go Blackburn 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. And let's lock in that pick as well. Next up, we've got Blackpool coming up against Reading. Let's see if I can zoom in on this a little bit. I think that's a little bit better, isn't it? Can you all see that now? Yeah, Blackpool against Reading. Blackpool tipped to struggle this season. Reading as well. All sorts of woes. Haven't recruited very well this close season. Both going to struggle, you could say, this season. Reading going to be hard to break down with this Paul Ince bringing in a lot of big physical players. But I do fancy Blackpool at home on the west coast up there in the north west, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to the Seasiders. Ryan, 22. I think Burnley because of the quality, but I don't think Company will succeed. Probably not. Josh is going for a 2-1 victory to Huddersfield and 2-0 to QPR 2. And I'm going to lock in my pick there. Okay, next up, we've got Cardiff City against Norwich. Now, I'm actually going to be at this match on the weekend. Nathan is going to be producing a vlog of this game as well. Cardiff City, 13 new signings, I think it is now for them. 12 or 13 new signings, maybe 12, maybe 13. Norwich City, expected to bounce back by a lot of punters at the first time of asking. It's going to be a bumper crowd there at the Cardiff City Stadium on Saturday afternoon. Norwich, there are train strikes this weekend as well, so all those Norwich City fans are going to be coming from East Anglia, if they are actually coming from East Anglia, on the choo-choo, not on the choo-choo train because there's strikes, all coming in a car and a bus, probably a lot of buses. But I think Cardiff City, new look, it's going to take a little time for them to gel. However, I think with the crowd behind them, I think they will get something out of this one, and I am going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. Hope I'm wrong. Hopefully Cardiff will gain a victory in this one, and I will lock that pick in. And good evening to you, Mr. Lovesey. I'm glad to see you in the live stream. You've actually gone for a Cardiff City victory, even though you are a Jack and an Ospreys fan. Hope you're having a great evening down in Jackland there, Mr. Livesey. Right, so let's move on to the next fixture. On Saturday, we've got Hull City coming up against Bristol City. Bristol City tipped by many to have an okay season, and Hull City with their new owners and everything, and a lot of new players themselves. So this is going to be another tight affair. Bristol City normally start off quite well, and Hull City with their new recruits and everything, kind of new ownership, you could say, want to start the season off well as well. However, I think this one's going to be another draw, boring. I think there could be goals in this one. I'm going to go for Desmond Tutu in this one, and I'm going to lock in my picks. Do you think they sold the away end? I believe Norwich have sold out the away end, Josh. I'm not sure how they're all going to get there. They will have to come by road because of those rail strikes in the UK. Next up, we got Luton coming up against Birmingham City. Now, Luton had a fantastic season last year, finishing in playoffs, of course. I think it was the playoffs, wasn't it? Coming up against Birmingham City, who struggled big time, struggling for the past few seasons now. So I'm actually going to go for a 2-0 victory in this one to the Hatters to get their season off to a good start. Ian's actually gone for a 2-2 draw now. Josh has gone for 2-2 Cardiff, and the whole game he's gone for 2-2 as well. Moving on to the next fixture, we've got Millwall coming up against Stoke. I've actually tipped Millwall to do well this season, just outside the playoffs, something like 9-4-10 I think it was. And Stoke struggling really. I don't think they've got a lot of creativity in their midfield for this season at the moment. This could be a bit of a turgid affair, but I think that Millwall will come through this one unscathed. And I'm going to go for a narrow home victory to the wall, and I'm going to go for 1-0. Ian's gone for 2-1 to Luton as well. So I'm going to lock in my pick there. So next up, we've got Rotherham coming up against the JBs, the Jacks. The Jack, you know the rest. You can say it in the chat there, Ian. Rotherham, newly promoted. Swansea, with their style of play. A lot of people, they can beat anyone with that style of play in the Championship, but they can also send anybody to sleep as well with that Russell Martin style of play. They'll want to get off on a good footing. They had a good pre-season victory away against Charlton after being 1-0 down as well. Rotherham lost a few of their better players, but I think the Jacks could come away with something here. Suspect in defence. I think Rotherham will get a goal, but I think the Jacks will come away with a 2-1 win. And Ian has confirmed that as well. He's going for a 2-1 win as well. We'll see how they get on the weekend. So next up, we've got Wigan Athletic coming up against Preston North End, newly promoted Wigan as well, coming up against Preston. Can Wigan find it hard? They do have a lot of goals, a lot of creativity, and do play some good football. Coming up against Preston North End side, who I've tipped to get into that sort of top 8, top 10. But I think Wigan, first day of the season, first time back in the Championship again. I fancy Wigan in this one, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Wigan Athletic, the Latics. Evening, SG Minor. How are you? I believe you'll probably be at the Cardiff City Stadium this weekend. If you see us, come over and say hello. Maybe you can get in on the vlog as well. So, next up, we've got Middlesbrough coming up against West Bromwich Albion. This is the tea time kickoff at 5:30. A massive game in the Championship, probably the biggest game of the weekend. Middlesbrough recruited well. Going to have a good season from my point of view. West Brom, the likes of John Swift coming in there who will bolster their midfield. So plenty of career. Jed Wallace as well. So plenty of firepower. And this one, it's a very difficult one to predict. Middlesbrough up there in the northeast coming up against West Brom. Who's going to take spoils? Could be a draw this one. Could be a victory to either side. Very, very difficult. If Steve Bruce can get them playing straight away, then West Brom could win this one. And I'm going to go for a narrow 2-1 away victory to West Brom. What are you saying in the chat? So, SG Minor, I've gone for 1-0 Wigan. I'm good. We'll be at Norwich. And Ian has actually gone for a 1-0 victory to Middlesbrough. That could happen. I think this is on a knife edge, this game, Ian. But I am going to go for an away win to West Brom. Now then, let's move over to Sunderland. Newly promoted Sunderland coming up against Coventry. Sunderland will be backed by a ferocious crowd on Sunday evening at lunchtime. Up against Coventry side, who did ever so well last season, just dropping off a little bit towards the end of that campaign. I think Sunderland will start off on the right footing. Coventry always come back into matches, don't they? So I'm just going to go boring. I'm going to go for 2-1 victory to Sunderland. They might find it a bit difficult first game back, but backed by that ferocious partisan crowd up there at Stadium Light, I'm going to go for a 2-1 home victory to the Black Cats. Next, we've got Watford coming up against Sheffield United. Another massive game. The computing fixture gods have really pulled out all the stops on this opening weekend as well. Watford relegated from the Premier League last time out, and Sheffield United tipped by a lot of people to gain promotion to the Premier League at the end of this season as well. Watford still got lots of players there from last season. They got rid of a lot as well. Dennis is there, scorer, Sarr, etc. And Sheffield United, if they get a goal scorer in who can fire them, they will be there and thereabouts at the end of the season. So, a difficult one, this one to predict. What are we saying, guys? SG Minor 2-2 on Monday evening. Could it be Watford? Could it be Sheffield United? That is a difficult one to predict. I'm going to go for defensively solid, a 1-0 away victory to the Blades in this one. They're going to cut through Watford with their majesticity. Ian Lovesy's gone for a 2-2 draw in this one. Josh has gone for a 2-0 victory to Watford. So, as I said, head over to superbrew.com. Join this Championship League. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to host this Championship predictions each and every week, because it does take a lot of work, and I'm going to be probably concentrating more on the Premier League this season. But I will do my best to get these predictions in as well. If I don't see them, I will. If I don't have them live for you or in the form of video, then you will see my predictions over at the Super Brew website. Make sure you join along as well. But yeah, just a bit of an impromptu video this evening on Wednesday evening. It's just gone 8:30 here in the United Kingdom. Thanks for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed it. Remember to leave your predictions, and I'll see you all in the next video. And earlier this evening we did actually record our Premier League predictions for the entirety of the season, so that will be out in the coming days. But for now, I'm going to bid you all